Good morning. Today we will explain tables of equivalent ratios. We explained before what mean ratio, and I told you that the ratio is a way of comparing two numbers or quantities, and we're writing it using three forms: by using the word two, by using the colon, or by using the fraction form, which is like the division. First, let's understand what mean equivalent ratio. Equivalent ratio, they are ratios that show the same relation and they have the same value. If you remember before, when we took equivalent fractions, equivalent ratio exactly the same. Equivalent fractions, I told you, you can have more than one fraction. They are equal in value, although the numbers are different, but the value of them is the same. Here also, for the equivalent ratio, I can have different numbers, but the value of these ratios the same. That's why we call them equivalent. Let's see this example. If your mom told you that you have to make a juice, and she told you for each cup of water you have to add 2 spoons of sugar. So the ratio here is what? The ratio of the cups to the spoons will be what? It's 1 to 2. Each one cup water, you have to add 2 spoons sugar. So directly you know that if you want to make 2 cups, not just one, what you should do? How many? Also the same, you will add 2 spoons of sugar, or you will change the number of spoons? Yes, we will change it. How many we have to add? We have to add 4 spoons of sugar. Why? Because each 1 cup will take 2. It means each 2 cups will take 4. And this is the meaning of equivalent ratio. Here I have this ratio 1 to 2. If I want to make this 1 2, it means the new ratio will be 2 to 4, and both they are equal. Let's see if I have two ratios and I want to know they are equal or they are not equal. How can I know? For example, 4 to 5. Is it equal or no to 12 to 15? The first step to know, you have to put them in a fraction form. 4 over 5, 12 over 15. And I want to know they are equal or not equivalent ratios. We will use here the cross products or cross multiplication. What means cross product or cross multiplication? It means I should multiply 4 times 15 and multiply 12 times 5 and see if both answers are equal, so the two ratios here are equal. If both answers are not equal, so my two ratios are not equal. Let's see. If you multiply 4 times 15, you will get 60. Also, if I multiply 5 times 12, I will get 60. It means this ratio and this ratio are the same. They are equal. Why? They have the same value. Now, if I have a ratio and I ask you to get one which is equal to it, do you remember how can we get this on the equivalent fraction? Let me remind you. We said if I have a ratio or a fraction and I want to get equivalent to it, I can make this by multiplying or dividing. Okay, multiply by what or divide by what? By any number, but it has to be the same for the two numbers of the ratio. What does mean? If I have 6 to 9 and I want ratio equal to it, how can I get this one? First, write it as a fraction to be easier. Then here I will use the multiplication. I will multiply by, for example, 2. Should every time I multiply by 2? No, you can use any number you want, but it has to be the same up and down. It means 6 will be multiplied by 2. You should multiply 9 also by 2. Okay? If I multiply here by 2 up and down, I will get 12 to 18, a new ratio, which is equal to the first one, to the original one. So 6 to 9 equal to 12 to 18. So here the first way to get equivalent ratio by multiplying by the same number up and down. Also we said we can make it by dividing. Let's try. 12 to 18 write it in the fraction form, divide by the same number up and down, you will get 6 over 9. 12 over 18 equal to 6 over 9. Why? Because I divided both number by the same number. So let's remember again, to get equivalent ratios, I can multiply or divide my ratio by the same number. Now, if I have a table of equivalent ratios, what mean table of equivalent ratio? It means each number here with the other number, they form a ratio, mean 7 to 5, 14 to something I don't know, 35 to 25, and so on. And all of these ratios are equivalent. What mean equivalent? 7 to 5, it's equivalent to 35 to 25. It means 35 to 25 equal to 42 to 30, and so on. So each two together make a ratio, and each ratio is equal to the next one. Okay, how can I use this to find the missing numbers? So here on this ratio 14 to a number, this number is missing and I want to get it. How can I do this? Here we have two ways. The first way I can make by check. Here I have 7. 7, I multiplied it by what to give me 14? I multiplied by 2. It means also you have to do the same here. 5 multiplied by 2 to get this missing number. Why I can use this way? Because the two ratios are equal. It means if I multiply this ratio by a number, this number here by a number to get this, so I have to multiply here by the same. So 7 multiplied to 14, 5 multiplied 2 will give me 10. So the missing number here is 10. I have another missing one. How can I get it? The same way. 7 multiply what will give you the 63? Yes, multiply by 9. So do the same. 5 multiplied by 9 will give you 45. So the missing number on this ratio is 45. So the ratio here is 63 to 45. This is the first way. The second way, I can use in it cross multiplication. How? 7 to 5, it's equal to 14 to something. Yes, let's write them. 7 to 5 equal to 14 to something I don't know, to unknown. How can I get the missing one? By cross multiplication. 5 multiply 14 equal to 7 multiply this number. It means the missing, how can I get it? 5 multiply 14 will give me 70. Then take the answer divided by the third number, which is 7, will give you 10. So the missing is 10, the same as I have here. So I can do the cross multiplication. Here it is, multiply this number by this. Divide by the third, you will get the missing. The 45, the same, multiply this number by this. Then divide by 7, you will get the missing. So you have two ways, use any one of them. Thank you so much for listening.